All right, good morning, welcome back. It's now time for us to get into the discussion. It's 8 minutes past 7 a.m. Just to remind you, it's the 25th day of May 2026. Karibu sana. My name is Victor Olo. All right, so let me get to the discussion straight away. Before then, allow me to introduce my guests already on set. Let me start with Gilbert Awino, who is a lawyer and the Secretary General of Kuprecomp. All right, Gilbert, good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you. And the only lady in the middle in yellow. Why in yellow? SG?
I love yellow. It's one of the colors that from elementary level in our schooling we learn, and it stands out.
Okay.
It's just a color. Don't think too much about it.
No. Not just a color. Catherine Omanyo is the Secretary General of ODM. She's also the woman rep of Busia County. And next to her is Honorable Francis Mwangangi, who is the Deputy Governor of Machakos County. DJ, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
An Arsenal fan, right?
No. I've never.
Baba left us in Arsenal.
Yes. You're not an Arsenal fan?
No. Chelsea.
Chelsea think you're number 10 or something.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
They were not in town yesterday.
And we needed not to. That was their time. Ours is coming.
It's going to take a long time for it to come. Karibuni sana.
Asante.
Okay, let's start with the front page of the local dailies. Let me start with the front page of the Star. Taxation jitters rock finance bill. I think Parliament resumes tomorrow, and Mheshimiwa Omanyo, you have a lot to discuss on the floor of the House, if I get it right. State to target offshore investment, gamblers and Juakali. That's on the front page of the Star newspaper. Taxation jitters rock finance bill. Again, inside PS, Kilemi's reform agenda to shake up the coffee and sacco sectors. And finally, Kanja orders reshuffle of route to security guards after Kilifi church drama. That is on the front page of the Star newspaper. We'll get into that very shortly. And based on that, Mayo asked the gentleman who was the head of the presidential security detail, that is Mayo. The Standard reports that President William Ruto's security boss, Noah Mayo, has been removed after a man breached the presidential cordon in Kilifi and grabbed the head of state on the podium. The dramatic Ganze incident has also revived concerns over repeated breaches in Nairobi, Mombasa, Migori and Wajir, despite the president being the most heavily protected individual in the country. Security experts warned that the consequences could have been catastrophic had the intruder been armed or suicidal. The incident has now shifted attention to the presidential escort unit as questions now mount over whether relaxed crowd control protocols reportedly directed by the president are compromising his own safety. That's on the front page of the Standard. And finally, Ruto allies hype vote rigging plots. Ruto allies hype vote rigging plot. That's on the front page of the Daily Nation. IBC officials also assure agency is independent and will ensure every vote counts in 2027. Leaders allied to President William Ruto are boldly touting vote rigging as a strategy to force his re-election, with Kakamega Deputy Governor Ayub Savula and Hamisi MP Charles Gemose, the latest to join a growing chorus to ensure the incumbent retains in power at all costs. The utterances have also infuriated opposition leaders who claim that the government is setting the stage for a rigged vote. All right, so that is there. And let me start with you. Gilbert, good morning once again. Based on what you've seen on the front pages of the local dailies, let me start with the most unfortunate one. It was the 5th time that the president was facing the most unfortunate attack, whether stage managed or otherwise, or just that. That was too close.
I like the choice of word you're using, whether stage managed or not. So it points to the cynicism with which every Kenyan treats the information arising from the president's engagement.
Yeah.
But that remains for interpretation as that. my greatest concern is the president really should cease to want to be so loved, so desperately, to the extent that they always think that such isolated incidents are a show of love from the citizens. Because I saw how he desperately tried to salvage the boy from the security team. They say, "Chana na huyu, leave him alone." Actually, the president looked very helpless in a situation that was actually very, very dire. But on a more serious scale, I would really like to think that I think too much attention towards politics at the expense of the potential risk arising from such things should really be taken seriously. We would be looking at a potentially very catastrophic end, or perhaps occurrence, as a result of what happened in Ganze yesterday. I watched the clip over and over again, and I just imagine, had the gentleman been armed with anything, he would basically have reached for the president in the most vulnerable state he could. So I'm glad that those changes have happened in the police force. But really, beyond that, I think there needs to be professionalism around the president, because look at the names of the people around him. Just consistently look at the names, even the replacements. Just look at the alphabetical order of those names, and it tells you the priority around the president, the security around the president. I'm wondering, where is the aide de camp, the gentleman who normally stands behind? Because had he been behind the president, he would have seen and acted much faster than... I haven't seen him of late. I don't know where he has been. On the issue of finance bill and taxation, I see that there is apprehension that the government has come to tax us once again. My biggest concern is that the government is missing out in public information about the myths and the realities about the finance bill. So it's either left to Mbadi or left to people who are actually not sellable, because medium is usually the message. So I hope that before it comes to Mheshimiwa's table, at least a lot more, those myths around the finance bill will have demystified, but also the facts will also be spoken as they should be. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa, you had a whole month recess, and you have got a lot to discuss when you resume tomorrow, right? But let's start by, first of all, you lost one of your staff last week.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. We're actually sad that sometimes life can be taken just like that. That young man, the wife was in a maternity ward.
Yes.
You know, when you are expecting a baby and somebody calls you and says, "My friend, it's you who can protect me. Something is happening in my shop. Kindly rush." Somebody was looting, or a few young men were looting a shop, and he is known to be a person who has some confidence that even sometimes the police don't have. So he rushed there to salvage the friend's shop from being robbed. And I think also at the same time, the guy had called also the police to come and help. So he actually went in the shop and managed to scare the robbers. When they left, he closed the shop himself. So when he was just leaving, somebody shot him from his back, from the back, and he fell right there. Yeah, so I just want to condemn the police brutality. If you shoot somebody from the back, it simply shows that he was not even trying to do anything to confront anybody. He was just doing his thing. So it was mistaken. But why use force? I always know that people who use force are slow in reasoning. Because if robbers have been in a place and you find maybe just one person or two or something, you don't just shoot, you know. And even if you were to shoot, he was unarmed. He could have just arrested him and then now asks, "What were you doing at this place?" Yeah, so I just want to...
Quite sad about that.
Across the country, police brutality has been too much. Yeah.
All right. DG, let me also get your opening remarks. This is based on what really happened yesterday. The Standard reports that you have the Standard. It was the 5th time that the president was getting an intruder very close to him. When it comes to that, you can imagine how dangerous it would be. And word has it that, not even word has it, he is the most protected man in Kenya. But this is not something to smile about, however much we look at it.
First, thank you for the invite.
You're welcome,
Secondly, Mheshimiwa Catherine is in yellow. Being the last time I checked, I thought she was the Deputy Secretary General, but now she's a SG of the boat faction of ODM, as the people say out here. But Mheshimiwa, first and foremost, on a serious note, the Pole Sana, take courage. From where I sit, losing an officer or losing anybody is not anything to laugh around.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I pray and I wish that our internal security, they get to the bottom of it. But even if they get to the bottom of it, he's not going to come back. So maybe we need more and more training of our security engines, so that because Victor and my colleagues, world is ever changing, and there are new threats every now and then. So maybe the way we managed security threats of yesterday is not the same as today.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the incident of what happened to the head of state. First and foremost, I want to, my prayer and my wish is we protect the current head of state at whatever cost, because we want to remove him democratically, not through the bullet or through another means. Talking about that incident, Victor, is a lapse that I think was uncalled for, because the head of state is actually the face of the country.
Yes.
Internationally is the chief ambassador and the promoter of this country. At national level, he is the symbol of unity. He's our leader.
Yes.
He's the leader of everybody. So I think what happened yesterday was really uncalled for. But I have to say this. Sometimes, even we as we sit here, those who have an opportunity to enjoy state protection, of which every Kenyan should, sometimes security starts with you. You know, there is this famous spiritual leader, Mother Teresa, who said, do your bit and you allow me to do my bit, so that together we can do great things. Now, if as a political leader I do my work and I allow security agents to do theirs, definitely we will have a success at the end of the exercise we are undertaking. Somehow removing Maio, a long-serving presidential escort officer, since the times of the second president of the Republic of Kenya, I don't think is a solution. But I think also the escort officers, presidential escort protectors, do their work. They need to be also given space from politicians so that they do their work. Sometimes, Mheshimiwa Catherine, during my tenure in Mbunge, I was one of the frequent guys who used to travel with the then deputy president, now the president. And I know whenever he sees people, he forgets is a state property. Somehow, at personal level, he needs also to address that bit, because irrespective of who is brought, he needs also to give them space to do what they need to do. If at some point, end of the, Mheshimiwa Omanya will tell you, and these lawyers here will agree with me, at certain stage, if any of the presidential candidates is eliminated, there will be no general election. So it will be so sad for the country to read news anywhere that our president is armed by someone or something that should have been prevented. And finally, I think, as I've said, there are so many challenges of late, and we know so much. There is a lot of evolving of threats, and I think also even our officers. And I don't say I don't indicate or mean that they are not well trained, but we need to acquaint ourselves with the changing world of criminal activities, either in the country or elsewhere globally. So I think security starts with self.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Amolo Simba is an advocate of the High Court. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Great one. What has been your key highlight, your opening remarks, your key highlight the past 1 or 2 weeks before I get to the substantive discussion?
Okay, thank you so much for the invite. Apologies for being late. So first thing, I think the first thing that the fellow panelists have talked about is the issue of the incident that happened to the president. I think that was really unfortunate because if you look at it, we expect, as my colleagues have said, that the president to be the most protected person. So for such a security breach to happen means there's serious lapse in the security of the president, because if the person had been armed, we'd be talking about a different thing. So I think there needs to be accountability. There needs to, and even people need to know, like even parliament, relevant authorities need to know what really happened to them, what really caused this. So I think they need to get to the bottom of it. I think also a bit of politics have been charged. I think there were issues of certain remarks that had been, there's been an issue of certain remarks that were made by UDA Secretary General. I believe those ones will get to them later. But I think this need to check our political environment, even as we gear toward the 2027 elections. We've had a difficult past, like in 2007, 2008. We should never let history repeat itself. So I hope that our political environment, the relevant authorities will take charge, whether it's the police, whether we are talking of NCIC, to ensure that at least the politics, to ensure that the political environment, the political hygiene is good here.
Okay.
I think...
Before we take a break, Mheshimiwa, in fact, I was actually coming to you. Politically speaking now, is everything okay between UDA and ODM?
Yeah, you've got to learn friends along the way. As you know, a few things can happen that might not be palatable to either side. But as you keep, comparing each other's strength, you learn what the other one likes and what the other one doesn't like. So before we reach a consensus, we are still gauging to see what works best for both. Actually, we said that we will go into partnership starting with UDA. So there's nothing wrong. People have already skipped ahead of us. We have not even started negotiations. We are still behind the tent getting proper advice before we go in, because this is something we do not just want to go in for to benefit ourselves. If you see ODM move closer to anything, it is because the people that we fight for every time are not happy with something. And the easiest way or best way of being part of a solution is getting in there.
And when people are not happy, then it means that even the leaders are not happy.
Yes, but how do you then know what is in if you are making noise from out? outside.
Yes.
So I think what Baba did before he left us was good, to get in there and see how many fruits are in here.
What have you seen, and how? What kind of fruits have you seen from inside there?
Kenya has potential to grow. The only hitch was discrimination, and devolution came in for a reason, to make sure that every region in Kenya is at par in growth, in development, and if there's anything for Kenyans through the counties, every Kenyan gets. So by us saying, let us try and see how fair, how everything will be distributed,
yes,
it's just defending devolution.
Okay, yeah. Gilbert.
Yeah, I don't have good news for SG for the following reasons. One is that their dalliance with UDA. UDA is a party that represents everything that ODM did not stand for. This is the party that stood for demonstrations, that every gains that we have had in this country have come from demonstrations that were led by Raila Amolo Odinga. In this, to date, even when you are picketing about, you know, rain not coming, you will be shot on the streets, because for UDA, any demonstration is a sign of, you know, you might lose the grip of power. But on a greater scale, I really wish that they did their negotiation with the UDA in a much better and in a more beneficial structure. Because as it is, yes, the coalition between them has given developments. Tingatingas in Anguruma in their area, even Queen, I'm sure now there are many caterpillars doing the job. Fine. But at the end of the day, ODM is behaving like a girl who would like to be married, but even before you say come home, asha beba mizigo, amekuja kwenu, amesema mimi nimekuja kuishi. In fact, we'll go look for another one, because but wait, I finish. So wait, I finish. So after 2027, unless you negotiate with UDA in a manner that will make them respect you and feel that you are an equal stakeholder, the songs the party honchos continue to praise UDA for, ultimately once the bridge to 2027 is crossed, I'm telling you, you guys mtaona moto. So unless you change your political messaging and the climate around your interaction, things
Victor,
might not be very nice.
Let me correct my dear friend here.
So there's a lady who's come actually before invite.
No, wait.
Let's welcome her with tea. Let's welcome that lady with some tea.
You cannot trap a bird that is watching. You know, he's underestimating who is negotiating, who will be on the table to negotiate. So I do not understand which girl has already said yes. Even
it's ODM has already said yes.
Why have we not yet started the negotiations?
Oh, you're the one.
Because
let's take a break. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more. You'll tell us whether you're the one or not. Because word has it again that much we are seeing the splinter in ODM, UDA remains quiet. There is no fight in amongst themselves. It is only ODM which has a problem. Why? Let's talk about that when you come back. All right, stay with us. All right, okay, welcome back. So the lady has been given a cup of tea officially. She's been welcomed. Okay, so let's come back. I asked a question, Mheshimiwa Omanyo, so that you can also set the pace for us. Whatever we are trying to see as the instability that we are seeing in ODM, we don't see the same on the other side of UDA. Why?
Because we lost Baba. And when we lost Baba, there are people who didn't know how to behave. They even don't know up to date how to carry themselves onwards. There are people who see that without Baba, maybe we won't manage. And it is normal when you lose such a luminary, an enigma. Baba, if you lose such a person, for these changes to happen.
Yes.
And some of us are healing faster. Some are still jittery, some are still not trusting anybody who holds the mantle today. But whoever we have today Dr. Oburu is who we have as party leader. They either like him or not, but the party must move on from the loss, pick whatever has remained, and pull ourselves together for the benefit of this country. Because it is ODM that puts people first since the time of Adam and Eve. So I want people not to continue holding on this perception that we are not yet there. It is so normal in ODM to have jitters. Even when Baba was there, we used to be so loud, and we would have our infights in the party.
But it was not as loud as this. Whatever is happening is quite glaring. Look at what's happening between Governor Gladys Wanga and Governor James Orengo.
Orengo is just badly cultured. We have a deputy governor here who works with a lady, a governor, who has no problem with that. But Orengo is the one who is having problems. Let him keep drooling his eyes on Gladys Wanga. But
who started the fight?
Let me finish. Orengo is that kind of a man who dresses so smart and speaks eloquently, articulates issues, big English. Many people mistake that for civilization. He is not. He's so remote. He's still in the evolution stage of Neanderthals, where they looked women as objects and objectifies all women. You know, when he attacks Gladys like that and goes that petty, he's the one who is petty. So I just want to tell him again today to stop fighting Gladys. If he fights Gladys, he's fighting all the women in Kenya. And women have capability of even running this country if he does not know. So he should just accept in advance that Gladys is smarter than him and is ahead of him, and she is the girl that he should keep watching. Okay. So let me also let all Kenyans know that no nation in Africa and no nation even in the developed world can develop and reach where they want by leaving half the talent, the skills, know-how behind. Women multitask because they are good at everything.
Thank you.
So let him not look at Gladys using a skirt.
Okay.
Victor, I don't
let me come to Gigi a little bit. Gigi, you've heard what I said, but you've also worked with, you know, Honorable Raila Odinga. You've been with him and all that, but we've never seen such kind of instability we are seeing right now. When you hear such kind of, you know, condemnation from SG here, it shows that all is not well.
True. First and foremost, although I'm now realizing she's a lady, but I see her as a leader.
Thank you.
Not as a lady. My boss, Governor Wavinya Ndeti, I don't say for the name and everything else. What she wears, I look at her as a leader. Amen. And a capable one, for that matter. So I think I don't know what could have happened to a leader I've known for many years, James Orengo, but the sentiments, a section of his sentiments, I don't agree with them. I think it is high time we respect each other. We work, we support each other. I don't think they are called for. You know, there are upcoming leaders, the young ones, the youth, who are looking up to some of these leaders. By the way, where I am within the devolution space, we have had the Council of Governors chair, who was a leader, Madam Anna Winguru, and she did a super job. Actually, she served 2 terms, if my mind is correct. And she did well, nobody complained. She pushed the devolution agenda, in fact, even more than the another leadership that has ever existed. So, personally, the leaders and the female leaders in this country, they need to continue executing their mandates without thinking whether they are ladies or what. Even in corporate world, look at Isuzu, East Africa. It's headed by a lady. She's moving that company to a global entity. Look at East African breweries is ended by a lady, and others who are doing very good job. So it is not, in political.
And even here, KBC is.
Yes.
So I can tell you, they have what it takes, and they can do much, much better than most of us. Now, that said, it is not reason enough to also, whenever they don't do things right, they hide somewhere that I'm being fought simply because I'm a lady. Yeah? Let's also, Mheshimiwa, with due respect, also call out a few who have not done what is expected of them. Now, to the question of ODM, I think there is the vision bearer, who is the party leader. And that party leader was a very strong and focused leader. First and foremost, when Mheshimiwa says they are still, some are still mourning, I tend to agree with her. But when you see what happened after the late Prime Minister and our leader, by the way, he died as our leader. It is them who are their wing that has been purchased by that group. That is.
We withdraw that statement. No one has been purchased, and no one can afford me.
So you see, it is that group now which is not carrying on that vision. ODM was known for fairness. ODM was known to promote devolution in this country. ODM, we knew, was known to fight for democracy and social democracy for that matter. ODM was known for everything which today is opposite of what their partners are doing. ODM was known to fight against corruption. They are joining a team that is known to entertain corruption. That is that is what they do morning and evening. So I think there is a spirit of their leader in the other group, which I think they need to sit and reason out. They need to listen to this other group, because it appears it has the aspiration of the masses who used to follow the late leader, Raila Odinga. Now, there is something else which maybe as the madam here, Deputy SG, and the ODM family need to be keen on. As much as they are fighting differently, their partner is advancing and even identifying candidates to run against them in their areas. Okay? And by the time they realize ODM might not be anymore, it is something that I'm offering for free to them, because they were our partners. We worked for many, many, many years, almost 20 years, supporting their leader and our leader. By then, we viewed him as our Pan-Africanist and a leader who could transform this country if given chance. But now, they are teaming up with the people who promised to take them to Bondo and have him there. And he is still there, and they succeeded. And when you look at many Kenyans and many ODM supporters, of which some of them are very close to me. I worked closely with many of them. I'm saying, wait a minute, what are these people up to? Even look at the way SG here, if she wants to be very honest, she will tell the country the sources, because unless the legal ODM Secretary General goes and signs something somewhere for money to come out.
I am the legal Secretary General seated here. And I want to correct you.
Just a minute.
Victor, allow me to correct him before he finishes.
You see, Victor, when you look at even how the state treats a wing within ODM and a wing still within the same party, it's not the same. Some are being tear gassed left, right. Others are being protected.
Victor,
there's no fairness at all.
Give me just 1 minute to correct him. We do not have
I want to bring in Wakili.
No, wait, before Wakili says anything. We do not have 2 oranges or half orange. We just have 1 orange. 2, we are in government to push government to perform to a deadline. Baba left 10-point agenda. And I'm happy that some of these points, like now, for example, compensating people who lost their lives or maybe got handicapped or got displaced during Maandamano time, something has happened. We put in supplementary budget to compensate. That is one, if you didn't know. Isn't that fighting for the vulnerable? Secondly, devolution. We have keyed in some more money to go into counties. So it will be upon wananchi to put their governors on toes, because that money has been brought closer to them, to develop them, to unlock jobs. Whatever the governors will now do with their people, we have already done that. And Baba actually said we must, ODM is the defender of devolution. And that is what we are looking. Now something else, picketing. People, Article 37. Most of the time, it wasn't really looked into. But people are now going to rallies or do their own events without trouble, unless looters come in to spoil it. If people didn't take
I'll still come back to you, Mheshimiwa. You say that ODM is one.
It is one.
I'm equally confused.
Why are you confused? And you know very well that we have rebellious faction. A faction of a few rebellious people who assume that they have what it takes to do what Baba used to do. They can't. Baba was very forgiving. Baba was also reaching out even to his worst enemy to talk for the sake of the country, putting the country first. So what type of a student is this that does not even look at how Baba reached out and worked with his worst enemies?
Wakili, whether it is an early strategy or not, what can you read?
I think that first, what we need to acknowledge, most of political parties in Kenya revolve around personalities. The thing is, ODM is a great party. Baba built a great party, but most of the people who are following ODM were following it because of Baba. If Baba moved from ODM and formed a different party, that's the party that would be big. So it's unlike, let's say, South Africa, where you have ANC, which has been there for so many years. We have had great leaders going, and still the party remains. And that's a problem across all parties in Kenya. Even today, UDA is Ruto and Ruto is UDA. If you were to leave UDA, it would cease to exist. Unfortunately, Baba left us, and yes. So I think that the truth of the matter is that many people followed because of the ideals of Baba. I'm not sure whether like all the factions or those who are still there, like the current leadership, really carry those ideals that made people follow Baba. My thinking is that if they want to still remain relevant, what they need is to align with the people. Like, what is it that Baba's followers, what is it that Baba's followers aligned with? And be able to reach out to them. ODM needs to distinguish itself is to survive and need to reinvent itself. The truth of the matter is that it will not be the same ODM that was there when Baba was alive. It's going to be a split, going to be factions, yes. And it has happened with every other party, even Ford Kenya after Jaramogi died. You had the Raila faction, you had Wamalo faction. Eventually Raila left for NDP, but Ford Kenya didn't remain the same. So the thing is, it's a fact that there's a split in ODM. If the Linda Ground team, which Mheshimiwa is part of, if they want to really negotiate from a point of strength, they really need to, in terms of build themselves, rather than deluding themselves that they have the party. Because yes, you could have the party name, you could have, you could be occupying the office, but do you have the following? I think there's still a number of ODM followers who still feel they don't relate to let's say the Linda Ground, and they have certain grievances against the government, and due to that, they may be associating with the Linda Wananchi team. So it is up to whatever faction, like, to ensure that how they align with the ideals of the supporters.
Yes.
Otherwise, you may have a party without the supporters. Yeah.
Victor,
You may have a party without the supporters.
Point out something, please. You know why PAC cannot survive without ODM? That's why they are clinging on a faction they think is ODM.
What do you mean?
Yes,
But
we worked with them.
You've left.
We were in Azimio. We have
Mheshimiwa, are they
withdrawn.
still together with you?
No.
We are not.
Okay.
They are on their own, but they are clinging
not.
on a faction. They think they are still in ODM. They even have come up with the SG of Azimio so that they can still survive. And that's why he is pleading indirectly.
But they're still surviving. Probably you're drowning and
They
don't
cannot
know.
survive
Okay,
without ODM.
Let me bring in Gilbert. You know what's something?
Yeah.
When you also comment on that, the DJ said something that ODM probably is burying, it's like that ostrich.
Yeah.
By the time they'll be waking up,
Yeah.
the train itakuwa imefika Voi or something.
And nothing could be further from the truth. Before I get to that, I just would want to rebuttal, but emphasize what DG has said, that a leader is a leader irrespective of the agenda. We have seen a situation where a leader misbehaves, particularly on the fair agenda. Once they have misbehaved, then they retreat to the female card. All the people, great leaders, great ladies who have been mentioned in leadership, nothing defines them more than just being a good leader. The governor of Homa Bay, vis-a-vis what Orengo says, let's be fair to Orengo. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. The governor for Homa Bay is legendary for politics below the belt. And she calls herself the male version of a lion, a lioness, and uses all manner, in mother tongue, maybe if you understood, you'd understand where it actually came from. And when Orengo rebuts, then now it is as women. I think good manners remain good manners irrespective of what the gender is.
Do you have good manners?
I'm not a party. We are talking of ODM vis-a-vis.
Under what context?
There's lots of context appropriate.
As a leader, even if you wanted to abuse me, you don't use some of those narrations.
Like
there are
which
other
one?
words you can use.
We have just replayed what your leaders say. Now, on the question of, is ODM burying its head in the sand? Yes, ODM is burying its head in the sand for this reason. The very ideals that they stand for or they claim to have stood for are the ideals that they're the first people to break. Mohesh here has just said that while Baba was there, Baba entertained dissent, they were allowed to speak their minds and they could disagree, and Baba was very forgiving. When it is them, you dissent once, they chase you away. And that has consistently been the character that has been eroding the quality of ODM. I wish they were more persuasive with the people who have gone away in the spirit of tolerance so that ODM remains a strong party. As it is, even her today, if she said anything contrary to what the party wants, you will be chased.
The role of SG.
You will be chased and another
I'm
one
the
will be
spokesperson
put.
of the party.
They will not say like,
we
oh,
don't
you know,
say this in the morning and the SG says that in the evening.
So I just would like to perhaps remind them that you really lose nothing by trying to, you know, extend a hand to people you perceive as and Ruto does it the best. Anyone who calls him names every night he's calling them, even by bagging ODM, he's actually just trying to reach out to enemy. But the ODM themselves are busy cannibalizing themselves in the spirit of building the party. I think that is within your power to do to make it.
No, Victor, he does not know what goes on in ODM.
What's going on?
We have had so many people.
Tell him what's going on.
He needs to know.
Tell him.
So many times, anyone, not just whoever he's talking about. So many times, even when Baba was there, if anybody went astray, they were disciplined. And they listened. Even some of them were fined good money, and they paid for misbehaving. So and they respected. What is so different today that if somebody, for example, my brother, he was called, they sat, people have been talking up to date. In the morning, we just hear that, it is well. At least they have sat with the party leader. Now things are going to be okay. At night, Prime News, he's discussing contrary,
Yeah.
completely annoyingly bad. He's busy now punching everybody below the belt. Then we are like, now what do we do from here? So we have been encouraging him to continue, hoping that he will realize that he's on the wrong and retrieves.
Are you
but
happy?
Unfortunately,
Are you happy? Excuse me. Are you happy wherever you are as ODM? You say there's no split. Are you happy?
I told you cannot trap a bird that is watching. There's nothing, even what the deputy governor has said, that we do not know. We know, and we have put there. How can you solve what you don't know? You put down what actually is itching you, what is eating you, what is a threat, everything you analyze.
In layman's language?
Then,
in layman's language?
Gradually, we will shock everybody. We are good.
Okay.
The party is okay.
Victor, and Tame, the one orange, the one section of orange is SG. Tame and tell her there is everything good in listening. Don't to interject every now and then, please.
Because when you lie,
now there is something I want to say. Victor, the current ODM is not the former. In terms of ideals, in terms of what the world knew ODM for. In the opening here, all of us here, we started by condoling with an aide to Mheshimiwa here, who died as a result of a bullet that was supposed to be protecting him. That is not what ODM stood for. And they are quiet. Victor, I think Kenyans are not the way they were yesterday. There are very many sources of information and they can see what is happening. Let me tell you, the voters who are Kenyans will severely punish some of us come the next election because of deviating from the reasons why we got those positions. What do I mean? When you run away to go in bed with people who are known to be corrupt and you don't comment, if you go into bed with an administration that is so intolerant, just like a section of ODM that is chasing everybody away. They did not learn from Kanu. Kanu and the second president of the Republic of Kenya were known to chase people away, only for them to come back and be united way back 2002 and vanquished Kanu. They did not learn anything. They are joining an intolerant group just like they are. On the other side, the partners they are, and I'm repeating this, the partners they are joining is not one who is coming with clean hands to the table. Is one whom you have heard their section of ODM advocating for somebody to be removed or transferred from a certain docket because he's planting candidates on behalf of UDA, their partner, everywhere, against them. You know, and they are not seeing all these optics.
It's democracy.
So in this case, the current ODM is not the ODM we knew. Now, since the Secretary General of the ODM we know is not here, I will not discuss him. But my wish,
here. Talk about me.
But my prayer, even if she is the one, is for the ODM to be one, because a strong ODM is good for the governance, is good for the democracy, is good for the development of the country.
I have a question for you.
Now, it is not true.
Yes.
Wiper is clinging on ODM and that we cannot survive without ODM. That is not the truth. We have since moved on. And we have since started building networks. Whether that network will lead to them even coming back, it will not matter. But we have since moved on. The only thing is Raila Odinga was our leader, whom we supported for a long time. We are also part and parcel of his legacy. These people, they are trying to court are the ones who tried to kill that legacy.
So what if they come back?
No. We work and we move forward.
Oh, all right.
We will work together.
I see what you're trying
But
to
if he disses us,
Victor,
I will diss more.
I quote an American called Martin Luther King.
Yes.
He said, be keen. We either remain together, united, and we prosper, or perish together as fools.
Okay. We have a live function in Kisumu, and I want to cut it short.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Wakili,
Yes.
just 1 minute. What if they pulled out of UDA?
What if ODM pulled out of
Yes.
UDM? I think that today ODM they're at a disadvantage, the leader ground team, because they already got into the UDA. They already pledged allegiance. So if they were to pull out today, where are they going to? So my thinking is that maybe what they need is to ensure they could be right now in the arrangement, but their negotiation power will depend on what they bring to the table. Because politics isn't a love affair. It's a matter of what is it that you're bringing to the table. So if they don't have the numbers, however much they're going to negotiate post-2027, if let's say Ruto gets elected, they will barely get anything if they don't bring the numbers. What I would advise them, focus on building their brand. Then come 2027, they can negotiate from a point of strength. If they don't build their brand, like today we still have KANU, and they but who will negotiate with KANU? Because it is barely it's their name, but does not have supporters. So
allow me to take a break.
Yeah.
We have a live function in Kisumu, so we need to cross over there.
Yeah.
Time is just up. Time is just up. 1 hour is gone just like that.
Crossfire.
1 hour is just short like that.
1 minute.
Director says no.
Director.
You know?
Yes.
So, Florence Mwangangi, thank you so much. And yes, Mheshimiwa Catherine Manyo said that you work so well with your boss.
He does.
That's a compliment.
It's only that they need to learn from us how we solve in the case of anything.
Yeah. And Catherine Manyo is the woman rep, Busia County.
And SG.
And SG. Deputy Governor does want to hear that. Gilbert Aveno, asante sana.
Thank you very much.
Keep doing what you're doing, and Wakili Simba Amolo. Thank you so much. We only had 1 hour.
Victor.
We'll do more again next time when we have enough time.
Thank you.
Good morning.